So this is a poem that I did. It's related to African Americans, you know, and it's dealing with African Americans who predominantly are Christians and those who have become Muslim. So there's a relationship between African American and Christian and Muslim African Americans. So this poem was addressing that issue. I did this for a Black History event we had at the mosque in Chicago some time ago. So I call this poem Pork and Beef. Should I go? Just because I don't eat pork don't mean you gotta have beef with me. Just because I don't believe God had a baby daddy or was his own baby daddy don't mean that I'm not your brother or you ain't my sister or that we haven't suffered together through stormy weather on ships upon the Atlantic. And it makes me seasick to see some among my people looking at me with pity, like I'm destined for hell. And I can tell they think they're the judge because they hold me in contempt and stay bent on condemnation. In my own contemplation, I wonder just how far they'll take that their bias in the name of the most highest, the most merciful. A divine attribute it seems you consider somewhat limited by all the dogma and doctrine you're talking. Say nothing at all, your expressions let me know how much you hate it. Giving me looks when I have my kufi on that strip me naked. The whispering and chattering behind my back sounds like chains rattling, click, click, clack. Just tossing my faith aside like an anchor overboard, not realizing that my chain was your chain and that even you was attached to that religion in the past, in the present, and in the future. But go ahead, disregard and downplay. Say what you want to say about your own ancestors, how they died while sinking as quote unquote heathens. But when they was breathing free. And presently, the prayers of former felons be propelling from their hearts after the azan's been called. And we've been yelling that since way back in America's antebellum, back even before black was considered worth selling. You telling me the prayers of those people, those among our people, weren't accepted? Do you really want to monopolize salvation? Because in the process of getting that version, we were raped, lynched, drowned, shot, set on fire, thrown on the trains and trolleys. Did I mention we was enslaved? And yeah, enslaved by hypocrisy, but still, you should consider all that more than a fair trade if you really want to monopolize that salvation and juxtapose a verbal or nonverbal agreement, a declaration of all those who couldn't wade in the water of that religion in the past, in the present, and in the future. To see blacks that Mad Max dogmatic is tragic, but even more so surprising, because whenever I hear those lighter complexion evangelicals evangelizing, I get this sinking feeling. I start feeling claustrophobic. My wrists and ankles start to hurt. Throat starts to close up because I can't breathe. And I have a strong urge to hold on to what's left of my manhood. Like a rap star, got to hold on to what's left of my manhood. Trying to keep this black rage stored up like canned goods to the day I got to crack open a can of I am a man like on a picket sign, but I'm not trying to pick it this time. Through the thicket of the wilderness, we all search to find peace of mind. I happen to find mine through Islam. My great-great-great-grandmom found hers through the best thing available at that time in those ever so trying circumstances, trying not to shirk her own suicide due to the murky chances her time in this life would ever get any better. Of that, she caught no glimpses, no glances, no divine revelation about society's future cultural advances. Just faith. And yeah, faith in a white man on the wall. And even if he had been black, that don't even matter. What matters is despite our debate over whether that first commandment had indeed been broken, my own ancestor carried the torch of black spirituality that was blazing, smoking in the darkness of the wilderness. She and those like her found and followed the best path they could see. And Jesus didn't have followers like that since the 1st and 2nd centuries. I'm not lying. In this American Coliseum, slavery was the lion. And true believers in the messengers of God have been dying in the past, in the present, and in the future. Will those who follow the Messiah of this age suffer the same? The writing is on the inside wall of my brain as it processes accusations masked as questions. Why was all the terrorists Muslim? See there? See there? Why was all the slave masters Christian? No, see, you got to understand the context, young man. You want a universal religion? Join the fold of hypocrisy. You see, the devil's missionary work, Shaitan's tabligh effort, ain't no joke. His dawah has power over certain kind of individuals who choose to follow, but I can no longer allow him to divide us. I didn't convert to indirectly declare my grandmother's faith as unreal. I just reverted back to the ideal. And certainly not to monopolize salvation. Wasn't never meant to be dismissive of the salvation so many Christian Negro slaves most mercifully gain. So apologies in advance for that Muslim trying to run game, you know, where they say that religion enslaved you. Brother with not the best tact coming across to you like an attack. Half is how he says it, half is how you listen. And maybe in his eyes, the light of Rasulullah didn't glisten. But even on days in close to perfect submission, brothers and sisters still think I'm on a suicide mission with my Islam. They be checking me out like I'm the bomb. And it's that thought right there, that thought you're entertaining. I like to catch that out and about in a public place and blow it up. I got over 400 years of genetic memories chained to my chest, ready to detonate like 500 million final prayers made while sinking into the abyss, sinking. And I'm thinking events like 9/11 don't even factor into the equation, because just like we saw past masses interpretation, rose up from our church pews only to face Sunday picnickers and barbecues, we can see past Osama's version with far greater ease. Because since before bin Laden, Africans been having Juma on Fridays, festivals on Eid-days, and direct communication with the Creator, who spoke to the righteous and pious among us, spoke through dreams, visions, and revelations, and still speaks as we strive to spiritually rise and peak. And is that not what we all seek? My ex-girl asked me, why you want to be Muslim? Well, I can give you a hint. I can give you a clue. The last prayers of a dying man was that one of his descendants might ashhadu Allah ilaha illallahu. Thank you. Word, you can.